This is Task 22, this is Ed Network, and this is England Exchange. Can I get a whoop whoop? Bah! So, if you remember from our last episode, that we realised that Danny boy, is a complete nutcase, or I don't know, murdered somebody, pillaged, I don't know what he's done, but he's, Jesus, I don't know what he's done, to be honest. I shudder to think. And also, Mark tried to pull us. We pulled all the guys last time and none of the ladies. I think we had a chance with Assie, but we kind of screwed that because we're waiting for Ashley. We want Ashley, and we always want what we can't have. So, I had been in England for more than 2 months now. Great. There are a lot of things I missed about New York. Decent pizza and pastrami, for example. But I was also getting pretty comfortable in my new environment. Mate, you haven't tried anything. You ain't tried steak and kidney pie. You ain't tried fish and chips. You ain't tried nothing. Egypt. I was definitely seeing new things and meeting new people. But I hadn't at this point achieved the goal that Nini and Jinsu were so eager for me to. Okay? I wasn't officially dating anybody. Aww, poor Random Dave. Nobody loves Random Dave. Did I want to be? Yeah, we do. Pursue Danny, Pursue Hayo, and no one. Oh, really? For God's sake. Out of all the things that we could do, right? I don't want to pursue Danny. No. I'll tell you what, we'll go for no one. Is that kind of screwed us up, though? Okay, honestly, no. I was enjoying the freedom of exploring the new me. I didn't want the pressure of committing myself to a serious, exclusive relationship, especially when I knew I would end in a few more months. Sure, maybe refusing to commit meant that I would miss out on some good experiences, but any choice would have that effect. You can never know for certain that the best choice to make at any given point was, not unless you could do your life over again and try different options. Well, we could, mate. We could start from the beginning, but we're on episode like 9 now or something ridiculous like that. So we've been putting out the hours in. Right here, right now, this was the choice I wanted to make, just to be myself. But we can change that, right? Surely. Oh, I don't know. We were back in my crappy old room. I sat on my bed in the hostel, feeling a little out of sorts. With no classes this week because of spring break, I had extra time on my hands. I just wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I did wish I could have gone home for a visit. It would be nice to catch up with Jinsu and Nini. Am I saying that right? I still don't know to this day. And let them know how my adventure had been going so far. Right, I should call them later this evening, when the time difference would make it reasonable. Really, I'm not really that bothered. But that was for later. What should I do with my time now and for the rest of this week? Enjoy the city, read more books, exercise, improve appearance. Improve appearance. I suppose I was supposed to be creating a new me in this semester abroad, wasn't I? Maybe it was time to put some more thought into how I look, catch up on the latest London fashions and so on. Come on, Random Dave, let's go out there and get a new haircut, go to the gym for a day and get rips, because that's how long it takes, right? 1 day to get rips, yeah? Not to mention I could really use a haircut. Cool. Is that all you're going to do, just get a haircut? Brill. I didn't expect miracles, but it wouldn't hurt to pay a little attention for myself for a while. Let's see what his dashing new looks are going to be. Can't wait. Let's see if Ashley notices. Wow, we're chugging along those days, aren't we? I lay back in my bed enjoying a lazy morning. Today was St. Paddy's Day. Hey! Back home, it would be an excuse for people to paint themselves green and hit the bars and get totally wasted. At least people who were old enough to drink. Obviously not you. Here in England, I was old enough, but I wasn't sure I was really how I wanted to spend my day or my limited budget. Sure, I could drop into the Crafty Crown and see if Ashley would hook me up, but it wasn't really fun to drink where I worked. Besides, I didn't want to get her into trouble. Go anyway. London certainly wasn't short on pubs. Maybe I should go out and find somewhere different just for comparison. Maybe I was definitely not going to get myself pucking drunk. I had more sense than that. And live a little. Oh, really? So we just... fine. We're just skipping days at a time here. The spring semester break was over. The class was on again. What happened there? So we didn't do anything. This is what annoys me. We didn't get a choice there at all, really, did we? We had 2 choices and they were both shocking. That didn't really mean so much for the university. No huge changes were going to happen. Classes would go on the same as they ever did, whatever. For me, though, it meant that my time in England was a bit less than half over. I had the rest of the semester, the final exams, and then a couple of extra weeks at the end to enjoy my vacation. Then I would leave. Maybe I would be able to come back to England someday, or maybe that would be the end forever. I didn't know. See what I do, mate. Go get a girl pregnant, then you've got to stay. Yay! You could still run. Either way, that would be wholly inappropriate. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. I had met a lot of people here. I had my group of relationships, and I probably wasn't the guy and make strong bonds with anybody new. My path was set from here on out. I would be seeing the results of my choices so far. Like, why is your path set, man? Because you've got 3 months left. Doesn't mean you ain't going to go nowhere. Well, let's get to it. A passing gentleman blinked at me, talking to myself. But he didn't say anything. Of course he didn't. The British hated to raise a fuss after all. Yeah, and the fact that, normally in parks you see people blathering onto themselves, that's quite normal if I'm honest with you. I couldn't help laughing quietly as I went on my way to class. So basically he was in a park talking to himself and you started laughing. Yeah, everybody's going to give you a wide berth, mate, because you're nuts! Another day. Christ, man, we're flying through March. Assie! Brendan, arsehole. I was eating breakfast with Assie and Brendan. Why? Why would you eat with him? Apparently James entered the room. The yard's looking a right mess again today. Grass is a mess. Jeez, really? You three, get it tidy. I hate this guy. I want to... I groaned, but James is already gone. Assie, I'm not doing it. Why? Hurt your nails? I'm not doing it either. Not a typical Brendan. They both up and left the dining room. Really? So now I had to be the one to mow the lawn all by myself. What the heck was wrong with those two? I sighed. You know what, Random Dave? You need to get... I'd go and speak to Brendan, mate. It was back-breaking and exhausting, and it took me hours to do it right. Why'd you do it right? You should make a half-assed job of it. When I finished, James was just walking up with an egg bagel in his hand. Good. He went inside, and it was all I could do not to kick the lawnmower and hurt my foot. Alright, well, don't kick the lawnmower and hurt your foot. Take the lawnmower and throw it through the window. See that big-ass window at the front there? Get the lawnmower and just hoy it through the window. Alright, and then stick your head through afterwards and go, here you go, James, you lazy-ass bastard. Screw you! Maybe I need anger management. Whoa, easy. Bloody hell. Hi, Ashley. That's odd. I walked into the kitchen to find Ashley on her hands and knees, searching under the cabinets. Don't. Far too easy. Is something wrong? Yeah, the frying pan went missing. I wanted to make an omelette, but without a pan I can't. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Why would it be underneath the cupboards? Really? Tell you what, Random Dave. Say, Ashley, don't worry about it. You want an omelette? Let me take you to the cafe. I'll buy you an omelette. She pouted her cheeks, puffing them out like a chipmunk. I laughed. I'll help you find it, Sado. Thank you, Random D. Together we searched every corner of the kitchen. Each and every cabinet, drawer, nook and cranny. The frying pan was nowhere to be seen. Someone must have taken it into their room, or maybe they borrowed it for an event. A banging pots together march. That'd be Peggy then. How strange. They should at least be kind enough to leave a note. Thank you for helping me. Now I can rest easy, even if I don't have my omelette. What? That was it. Some brief encounter with Ashley. Pointless. Wow. Okay, game. So basically, I think it's just chugging forward because we decided to be alone. Peggy popped her head in through the door. Great, here we go. Hey, Random D. Have you seen my volleyball? I can't find it anywhere and I need it for practice. Maybe it was you that took the frying pan. I glanced at the clock. It was 10 in the evening. You need to practice at this hour. Of course she does, because she's a crackhead. When else do you expect me to do it? I have class and work and club and activities. I'm trying to form a green commission. No one's taking me seriously. So if I want to do justice to the team, Right, well, I haven't seen it, so do you know what? Jog on. How about that? Bloody hell, you were the last person I had to ask. So what? It's just vanished? That doesn't make any sense. A frying pan, volleyball. It's Danny. He's a kleptomaniac, isn't it? Danny, that's the problem. Danny is a thief. Thief, I tell you. Last I saw it, I put it away in my closet after practice. How exactly do you practice in your room anyway? You can't fit a volleyball net in there. Although she certainly had tried once. Really? How? First I hit it up in the air, and then I headbutted for a while. Last but not least, 30 minutes of striking practice against the far wall. It wasn't a mystery why someone would want the ball to vanish then, eh? I'll leave you to it, but if I find it, I'll let you know. Fine, thanks anyway. Go away, you little attitude knob. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, just ticking away. And all you're doing is studying and getting drunk. We're doing weeks at a time now. Ridiculous. I just walked into the hostel after a long day of work when a high-pitched scream hit the ceiling, bounced off the walls and tipped down the staircase. I flew upstairs to approximately where I heard the source of the noise. Jihayo's room. Hello? Hello? What's going on here? Hubba? Naughty boy Angela? Angela was already there, hands raised as if in a boxing ring. My new carton of oil paints, they're gone! Oh, is that all? Oh, yeah, it's okay. We're leaving to Danny the Thief. Danny the Thief, whatever. Jihayo turned to Angelo and took a look of utter horror on her face. They were new! I just bought them! They cost me money, man! You can buy some more, can't you? She practically began frothing at the mouth. I understand if you've just bought something, right? Well, even if you haven't bought something, it might be your favourite volleyball or your favourite frying pan. It's yours, you know what I mean? Do you know how expensive art supplies are? I tell you what, right, for arty people, right, that walk around calling everybody man and don't like to spend money on anything, which is my normal sort of thing that I've noticed about art and type people. The art supplies are ridiculously expensive, but they always find money for that. Anyway, a few quid. If they're so cheap, how about you buy me some new ones? Angela Bristle. We're going to call him Angela from now on. It's not my job to pay for you. I'm not your boyfriend or your father. What? It's not my father's job to pay for any of my things. Whatever, said Trevor the Angela. You're a kind of a dick, Angelo. Okay then. Finally, someone decided to call it in. I felt it was my time to step in before they strangled one another. Angela's always fighting with someone. We'll make an announcement at dinner. Hopefully someone will have seen them. I guess so. Usual cow. The look of mourning on Jihayo's face told me she didn't expect to see those oil paints ever again. And she was right. We made the announcement at dinner, but no one had seen anything. Danny, I'm telling you, 3 things have gone missing at this point. A frying pan, a volleyball, and a set of oil paints. That's going to be a real good night, isn't it? A volleyball, a frying pan, and a set of paints. Hey, man, I want to be in on that. Not very interesting items on their own. Not very valuable or tied together by any obvious thread. Except they were all important to their owners. What's Random D going to have nicked? When I made the announcement, I watched everyone carefully for a reaction. Assie looked bored. Brendan glared. Danny started to fidget. Told ya. And Mark began tapping out in the Hall of the Mountain King using his fork and glass. Random. Not altogether unusual behaviours and not revealing in the least. It's Danny! It's Danny, I'm telling you, Danny! So who did it? Who was talking all these things? Or was it really just a coincidence? It didn't seem like I'd be getting any answers for now. Dave the Detective! It's going to be another week, isn't it? We might finish this episode. Might finish this whole thing in this episode. There's a bag on the floor. Where'd that come from? That weren't there before. I was finishing up a simple decompression exercise. The hell's that? When I got a new email notification from Ninny. Hi, Random D. Just woke up. Had to go out late in a panic last night to get my tax return to the post office. Oh, crap! In a panic, I checked the calendar. April 16th. One day too late. I was supposed to file a US tax return. I don't know. I was going to be sued and audited and sent to prison like Al Capone. Al Capone, I know it's Al Capone. I spent several frantic hours researching tax laws and sending messages to my parents. In the end, it looked like I would be granted an automatic extension to file because I was out of the country. I just needed to get my papers in order in the next month or so. Bro, I really need to pay more attention to these things in the future. What was the point of that entire thing? Just another week. Yeah, Dave ain't gonna get any Ashley, I can tell. Right, that night Ashley cooked dinner for the hostel again. It was one of those rare occurrences where everybody was able to attend. Even James was there, though grudgingly. I wondered whether there was something in his contract that forced him to spend the requisite number of days with us at the hostel. Or perhaps he just really liked Ashley's cooking. Regardless, maybe Ashley and James are, hitting it up. Despite the number of people, we sat in stark silence, lost in our own heads. The fact that items had been going missing around the hostel made things tense amongst everybody. Only three things. Not to mention, nobody wants to look like a troublemaker around James, so calling anybody out or even pointing out there was a problem would essentially be snitching. Would it? Really? I doubted anything would be done about it, even if we mentioned it to James. We'd probably be happy to punish someone who'd done wrong, but he wouldn't lift a finger to investigate himself. Probably. Nah, he won't. He's a lazy-ass bastard. No one knew or wanted to talk to each other. We were only there for the food. Finally, Jihyo cleared her throat. So I've been thinking. Angelo snorted and Jihyo glared at him. Yes, you were saying? Speak, Jihyo, speak! Well, what if we all went on a bit of a joint trip to the beach? I know things have been stressful around here, what with homework and everything. She glanced nervously at James, who looked as if he was about to disagree. But, oh my gosh, yay! Go on, get Peggy in her. Oh, that's an idea. Anyway, we totally have to do it. Do this even. I haven't been to the seaside in yonks. Not since that soggy June with six of my friends. Okay? The whole hostel together. A recreational excursion. It'll be great. I'm not planning any excursion. Freaking idiot. I'll do it. I'll plan everything. That sounded like a terrible idea. Jesus, man. She's got volleyball. She's got classes. She's got all this shit. And now she wants to plan this. You'll help me, Danny, won't you? She still fancies Danny. Why not? It sounds like a good enough idea. So, Danny's not going to go. Right, this is my thing, right? Danny's not going to go. We're all going to go, and then the hostel is going to be absolutely raided, and then we're all going to find the shit in Danny's room. If Danny was helping her, maybe she stood a chance. James snorted. Consider the finances you need: travel, food, and room and board for us all. With so many, it wouldn't come cheap. We can get a group discount, and we're students. If you go as our chaperone, maybe we can convince them it's a class trip. And the hostel will be shut and empty during that time, costing me money. It wasn't like the hospital took a lot of stray guests. We permanent residents were usually the only ones here. No security either. With everyone gone, I'd have to hire someone to look after the place. Watch the water. Watch the water. No, he was just making up excuses. And arrange time off work for those in the programme, who would then not be earning. Couldn't do it for less than £600 a head. Whoa. Each for a couple of days at the beach. Even if everyone had separate hotel rooms, that sounded way too high for a minimum. Looking around the table, everyone else seemed to agree with me. May 5th, it's my free weekend, leave on the Friday and back on the Monday, it's the only time. So if you each put down that amount by the deadline, we can go. Get me the cash by May the 2nd. Peggy clamped her mouth shut. An unspoken agreement sounded amongst the boarders. That was as good as we were going to get from him. Right, get to it then. So, hang on. He stood up, brushed himself off and left the room. So you got to get £600 per person. Is it for a weekend? You could go abroad for that, man. To the beach. As soon as he was gone, Peggy shot her arms up to the sky like she just don't care. Yeah, we're going on a beach trip. I nearly had an inappropriate word at the end of that. I don't mind this at all. Oh, jolly good luck. Good luck getting all that money. Hey, Ashley. Hey, if we just pile on a few more hours, it shouldn't be too hard, right? I'm here to explore England, not to work myself to the bone. What a surprise. You miserable. Yeah, finish your food before it gets cold, why don't you? There are seconds if you want them. Cheers, Ash. You're amazing. You're amazing, Ash. You are the best, Ash. And so it was settled. We'd all be heading for the beach on May the 5th if we could cough up the dough. Yeah, dough. Who was I explaining to the other day? Savannah and Hidden Shadow Girl. I was explaining to you the other day. Dough is English for cash. There was less than 2 weeks before James's deadline. Even if we got extra hours at my job, I wouldn't get to keep the whole wage. A share of everything I made went straight back to the hostel. And I knew better than to hope James would count on that as my contribution. It would really suck if everybody else went on a trip without me. Guys, that's going to be it for this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button in the head like a blowy uppy thing and do all the other things you're supposed to do on the YouTube, and we shall catch up with England Exchange at the same time next time.